Oh, yeah, always salad. Salad for training camp. There's a lot of high-calorie foods around, so you can get yourself in a lot of trouble in training camp.
How are guys holding up in the training camp?
Good day today. You know, went indoors with all the rain yesterday, so I thought the receivers had a good day. That probably is going to be a product of being indoors. You know, without the heat fatigue on their legs. And so I thought, you know, they're catching the ball well. And, you know, the other part is you have, you know, a good group, and you have a bunch of seniors like we have at the receiver position, older guys you have at that position. You know, you start getting into the more daunting days of training camp, but you're about to hit that wall. You know, you're almost done with installation. You know, I think tomorrow we got like some goal line and red zone stuff, but basically you're done with the majority of your installation. You know, can start to really weigh on guys, and you know those guys have been through it. They're experienced. Probably could have installed everything day one. They know the system. So I thought they're doing pretty solid just as a whole group. I mean, Chris and Chad and Brandon and Arcito and you know Rico, all the older guys who I'm not missing. Probably even when the younger guys, you're looking at Joe Morrow and Robert Johnson and Jamion Lewis, have been here for a little bit, you know. So I mean, even when you look at who the younger guys are, they have that kind of background.
I know obviously experience is important at every position, but I've heard a lot of offensive linemen this year already say that just being together another year has made a difference in their chemistry. Is that more important? I know it's.
Well, that helps. You know, I mean that one because you're always looking at 5 guys working together. You know what I mean? You get an offensive lineman go the wrong way, it's going to be a bad play. And, you know, so you need all 5 guys working together. And a lot of times they're working on all different types of combination blocks. So it's getting used to how you work with the other guy, you know, kind of like quarterback receiver timing. You know, the longer they're together, the more comfortable they are. That 5 guys are working together. They get used to being with each other. You know, and that's part of why we do switch some guys up a bunch. So they don't get used to being with only the 5 guys in case there's an issue. You know, that they get used to the 8 or 9 guys that are going to rotate. They're all very comfortable with each other.
You know, David Robinson came in, a Danny Dozen guy, highly recruited guy. Mm-hmm. You know, he's taken some time to get going, and now he's even being challenged for playing time now. What are you expecting from him this year? Is this?
I don't think he's taking time. He's only a sophomore. He's a sophomore. Mm-hmm. I'm still really young in my eyes. You know, I mean, being a sophomore. Very rarely do you see a freshman play in the SEC. You know, I mean, become a starter or a major impact player. So, you know, for him, I think his career has gone pretty much right on schedule where we'd expect it to be right now. And, you know, the great thing in Damien is I feel confident competing for that starting job, which is really fun. You know, as a sophomore, which would be pretty good to be a starter as a sophomore. But he's also going to get a lot of playing time, I think, you know, for us. And I think he's one of those guys that gives you flexibility where he's not really a locked into a position guy. You know, I think he has the talent to play guard or tackle. And when you have that, you know, that'll allow him potentially to be a swing guy for us too.
Have you been able, I know just a couple of days ago you said you had put the young kickers through the people running at them, trying to get them. I mean,
yeah.
Y'all been able to do that?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen?
They've done a good job. You know, done a good job. So, you know, again, it's when we do that period. I mean, I think they get like 5 kicks a day with under pressure. You know, and I mean, right from day one to now. I mean, day one, their get off time was just horrendous. I mean, they probably get every kick blocked because, you know, there's high school. I mean, they kind of wait till it's all perfect and then they run up and kick the ball. And you know, there's some timing and all those issues. So, you know, I still think there's a lot of development. I think we got the timing down now. They got the trust factor down now, and now we're just going to get there and chart, you know, over a longer course. One nice thing, I guess, with kickers, statistically, you can chart them. We'll chart them throughout camp and throughout even game week until we come up with who we feel statistically is going to be the best opportunity.
With Egan not out there yet, where is that field goal to?
It's going to be wide open. I mean, you'll know whoever, if we score a touchdown in the first game, whoever goes to kick. I don't even think about any of that stuff yet. So I mean, to be honest, I haven't looked at the statistics. I don't even want to look at the statistics now. You know, I mean, we'll do that in a couple of weeks. You know, I just want to get a mass accumulation of numbers.
You got your 2-point plays ready?
Sure. You know, we might not punt or go for two, right? There's some high schools that do that stuff like that.
Yeah.
I refuse to ever think.
It's like a
I don't know,
whole
fun.
thing about
That's
it.
a big deal,
Yeah.
right? I'm gonna have to get that book. I'll join the club.
With so many practices in a row and just having two scholarship quarterbacks, do you kind of have to watch their arm fatigue, or is that just where the summer workouts come in handy?
No, I mean, we rotate the young guys. So, I mean, you know, the Golden and Swindle, they're getting reps of practice. And so, I mean, I think actually, I would have done it. We've got more reps this year than we've ever done in the past, overall reps. You know, and so what we're doing as coaches is you're force feeding young guys. You know, now as you know, you look over sometimes, you might not be as happy. Or like, you know, what was that decision? What do we do? And then it's a young freshman quarterback making that decision. So, you know, you go back and if I saw one of our older guys make it, I wouldn't have been very happy. But you know, you got to coach them up, and they're digesting things, and they're getting great opportunity to get a lot of reps.
Coach Wilson said the stock of P.J. Jones is continuing to rise. Just talk about his progression, and are you using that language? Are you buying into early playing time for P.J. Jones?
We'll see. You know, I mean, we'll see. I mean, he played last year, so he's been on the field. I think one of the things, and he's bought in the program. He knows what we expect and how we expect guys to work. You know, and obviously, I think he got to see an opportunity with Fletcher leaving early, a big window open there, and I think guys are where maybe before when you see a Fletcher there, I'm going to work, but I know I'm probably not going to beat him out right now.
Right.
And now I think there's a job open, so I think everybody's a little bit hungry.
You've always had, I mean, the difference in your first year to now, and I know some kids you won't know till a while, but you look out there now and quality walk-ons like Sam Williams being back with Adrian Marcus, and then the guys you brought in this year. Have you seen an increase in that talent just from the first one?
I do. I think you do see some of it, but you don't know for some time. One of the things you see, I think we work so hard in development of our players within the program. So a guy that is a freshman, to be honest with you, I think if you ask our guys, they wouldn't really know which ones are the walk-ons and which ones are the scholarship guys. You know, and what they see is guys come and go, and you know, hey, the walk-ons that stick with the program get developed to become really good players. I mean, Sam Williams bought into the program, works really hard. Beckwith is bought. You know, we knew he was a good high school player, bought in the program. Now, I mean, unfortunately, I bet we have a lot more that came in that aren't still with us. You know, that just they weren't cut out. It wasn't cut out for them. And so I think that is a good thing. But that's, you know, I'm really a compliment to Coach Bayless and his staff and how they develop our players. That if you come in and you're going to put in the effort, you're going to be developed into having potential to step on field play.
Any of those receivers really just popped out to you? It's like, you know, this guy is finally starting to make that next step since the spring.
You know, I mean, the guy to me that's really picked up is Chris Smith. You know, and I see that in his approach. You know, I think he sees that this is it. You know, and I mean, Ben Bumpus is playing. He's been steady since day one. I think he's been very steady. But I really see Chris Smith, I think, being a senior sunk into him. You know, that he is. He's got that desperateness to him that he's trying to go out there and finish his career the best way possible. You know, I just see it, not that I don't see it with all of them, I see it even more with him.
Anything to do with his high school teammate being the starting quarterback now?
No, you know, I mean, I don't see, like, you know, that it's one of those things you'd see.
There's some connection there.
There is, but I don't see that relationship that, you know, like, hey, like Tyler's looking for Chris. You know what I mean? I just think that he's, you know, I think he's just kind of realizes that's it. You know, I talked to the guys sitting in the front row of the meeting room now, and they're like, man, honestly, I said it seemed like last week I was sitting in the back row, and now here I am in the front row. And I think that when that sinks into those guys, they can flick another switch, and they say, you know, this is it now. You know, I mean, it just felt like yesterday I was kind of watching everybody else do things, and now I'm the guy.
I was talking to Tyler Russell and his family about why they think he's such a great thrower. And his dad said he used to take him out fishing. He never let him use the Snoopy pole. He always gave him the big rod and reel. He said his wrist is always been strong since then. You
Oh, there you go.
think there's something to that?
I don't fish much, so I don't know. I'm sure there is. You know, I mean, I don't. Maybe it is. I'm sure it didn't hurt. You know, it didn't hurt. And you know, I don't think he was a big baseball player. You know, which baseball can sometimes help arm strength, but it messes up how you throw a baseball like that. Screws up your release. But I don't know.
You ever heard anything like that?
No.
Guys saying about our
Brett Favre fishes, and he was a pretty good quarterback too, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there's something to it.
That's all.